Well, people don't use videos in PowerPoint very much. And I think, well, why not? Why? Well, isn't that so much nicer than just a picture?
Yeah.
And it took no time to set up.
I got one which you can put up, which is now free on PowerPoint. That's the galaxy moving. And it's like stars moving. It's so good. I love it. And as soon as you click it, it automatically plays, doesn't it? If you click onto it, which I love.
So I'm quite happy to show you how to do that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we can do that. Where I was going was to show you the Bright Slide toolbar, that is the Bright Slide toolbar, which is an add-in to PowerPoint, which I use all the time, along with the Quick Access toolbar, which I'll show you how I use and why I use all the time. Can I just ask you to notice that animation? So look at the words, first of all, as they come in. See them slide gently in as they arrive. See the words slide in? And then look at the animation of the toolbar as it comes up. It sort of pops up and bounces briefly. Yeah? I'll show you those. I'm pointing that out because I will use those as examples of something in a moment. So
where do you get the Bright Slide toolbar from?
I will show you.
I see it.
So if you look at my PowerPoint screen now, I have a toolbar at the top here, along with insert and home and design and transitions and animation. I have Bright Slide. So the Bright Slide toolbar is just a useful collection of stuff. It doesn't enable you to do anything you can't do. It just enables you to do it easier. And then underneath the Bright Slide toolbar, you'll see my quick access toolbar. Let me just turn that off for a moment, hide it, because that'll distract us for a moment. But I'll show you where to get both of them. Very easy to set up, and then you'll have them on PowerPoint from then on. Yeah. It's a free add-in. So if we just quickly look at the Bright Slide toolbar, I was just looking at some of these tools. For example, it's got all the alignment tools available. I don't need those. They're a waste of time because of the Quick Access toolbar. I'll show you in a moment. Split and Align does things like, so I clicked on this box and did you see it split and align? And if I wanted 3 columns or with a smaller gutter, all that sort of thing. Now you can do all this. It just saves time if you want to do that. I use that very rarely, by the way. But just imagine that you had, let me say okay to that. Get over that. Imagine that I had covered my screen with a box and wanted even 9 boxes over the screen. You see how quick it is to do that sort of thing. Very nice. Okay, so split and align, match size. So let's imagine that I've got all sorts of shapes and I want them all to be this size. So I click on that one first, this one first, and then I click all the others. I won't do the circle for the moment, and say match size, and they're all now exactly the same size.
Oh gosh, how easy is that? The number of times I faff around because I upset one of them.
Yes, so let's imagine that you are using all of these boxes and then you've accidentally made one a bit smaller. Let's just get rid of some of these. You've made one a bit smaller, then all you have to do is click on the one that's right, then press shift and click the other one. So you click more than one and match size, and it matches with the first one clicked. If you're interested, it does the same with the circle by making the bounding box exactly the same size. Things like the typography there. Here's some text. It's got 3 sentences. In my typography, the live character spacing, paragraph spacing, this is what I talked about the other day, Susie. This bar here allows me to do this by view. So this is actually a multiple of 1.25 space. I don't care anymore. I'm sizing it by how it looks. If I do the typography again and do character spacing rather than paragraph spacing, I get the same sort of bar, but this time it does that sort of stuff. I do like that, actually.
Just thinking how much time I waste. I just waste so much time.
Me too.
Can I show you something that I really like? And this might be my problem. I'm going to animate. I want to animate this text to come in. So I'm going to go to animations. I'm going to tell it to wipe from the left. There we go. but actually I want to bring in these sentences separately. So look at this. I love this. I choose the text. I go to my Bright Slide toolbar, and it lets me split the text. In this case, I'm going to split by sentence because it's all one paragraph anyway. And what it's done is it's split the 3 sentences up. But better than that, it's split them so that they're actually in separate boxes. So now if I animate these, let's do exactly the same again. The animation got lost when it got split. Wipe from the left. Now I can animate them separately so that if we look at the, this is so funny, me working without the shortcut bar, I tell you. The animation pane, which I just brought up, they're all coming in on the same click. So I'm just going to tell them all to start with a click. So now if I run this slide, they come in one at a time. And so that ability to split text up, that, where was I? Oh, split text there. I love. I've used many, many times. Things like swap objects. So if I take that box and swap them, I've never used. It's just a bit bizarre. You can merge the text so that it's joined them together, the opposite of the split text. I've never used. What I have used, and this is what I wanted to point out, is the animations. When you start getting more clever animations, let me take these animations out. I'm just going to delete them. When you start piling animations on others, so that bounce entrance I showed you earlier has 3 things. It's got a fade, it's got a zoom in, and it's got a bounce animation. Those 3 things have all been applied because I chose that one. So now if we see this, you'll see that bounce that we talked about before. Oh, there we are. Did you see it bounce in? Is that making sense?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I really love, if I take a picture now, Susie, have you still got your Pexels toolbar?
Yes.
James, have you seen the Pexels toolbar?
No, I think I missed that one.
Okay, here we go. I'm just going to, I don't know how to remove it. Remove it, there we are. So it's now gone. I'm going to go to the insert menu, add-ins. I'm going to choose, I'll just search for Pexels, save time. There it is. I'm going to add it to everything. Yeah, I agree to everything. That's fine.
I agree to everything. Everything.
And there it is. And from now on, it's, you know, if I open up a new one, it'll be there. If I go to my insert menu, it's there from now on, as is the Bright Slide thing every time. But here we are. Let's imagine I wanted a picture. Tell me something you want a picture of.
A cow.
Hey, cow. These are free. I can choose what I like. I quite like that one. So I'll pick on that one. And there's my cow. Why would you not have the Pexels toolbar available? Isn't that brilliant?
Probably because I've got Mac and it doesn't.
That's possible. I don't know. It might not. I forget that. What I was going to show you is back to the Bright Slide toolbar. These animations, this fade in. So I'm going to say fade from the left there. To show you it again, fade from the left. If you look at the animation pane, actually what I've just added is a fade in and a movement. It's moving very slightly to the left. I'm going to make that happen on a click rather than automatically. I'm going to delete the other animations here. So watch the cow. Here it comes. I'll press the wrong button. There we are. Here comes the cow. And it just fades in from the left. It's just so nice compared to it appearing or fading. So anyway, the Bright Slide toolbar, animation's great. Animate to last you can play with. Animation Painter, these things are less useful, though the waterfall delay means everything happens just slightly after each other, which is lovely. But I'll let you explore all of those. I've shown you the main ones I use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the internet. I'm going to type in bright carbon. Susie, you need to write down Bright Carbon, though it is being recorded. I've searched for Bright Carbon. It's a presentation design agency based in the States. And when I click on it, I'm going to go to resources and I'm going to go to PowerPoint, templates and freebies. That's what I want. And down there, the first one on the list of templates and freebies is Bright Slide. I click on it, free download for Windows, follow its instructions. It's all very straightforward and you get the Bright Slide.
And will that automatically put it in our menu on template, on PowerPoint, or will it do we have to add it in then on the add-ins?
You follow the instructions. No, it's not an add-in. I'm just worried that James, it won't work for. Because he's
don't worry about me. I've just seen that it looks like most things you can get. It's just you have to go by the Mac website.
Oh, okay. And then I'm going to go back to, so I'm still on templates and freebies. If I come down, Susie, you might be interested in that, though I haven't found it very useful. The quick access PowerPoint toolbar. Again, you download it, follow the instructions for how to put it in. And let me just show you the quick access toolbar. Let's go back to where we were with that cow. The quick access toolbar, I'm just going to show it. This is what they give you. Now you can change it. It just is installed for you. And so all of the things like, if I want to align all these to the top, is there. I don't have to go into shape format, align, and then top. It's there waiting for me. If I want to spread them out, it's there waiting for me. If I want to group them, it's there waiting for me. If I want the animation pane, so I can see what the animations are doing, it's all here. If I want to, so let me just ungroup that a moment. Let's say I've animated that with one of these, there we are. I've just put a fade on there. Let's see it. There it is. And I decide I want all of these to do the same thing. There's a format painter for animation, like the format painter for text. So now all of these have the same animation. I've just pasted it onto all of them. So Animation Painter is great. I'll let you explore them. I've added that one actually. That wasn't originally there. I added it by going to the insert menu and saying, right-clicking on there and saying add to the quick access toolbar. There it is. So I've got all my quick shapes available. They already had a text box, a square and a circle and lines available. I wanted the arrows and other things available. So I added it. So those were the resources I wanted to mention. The last thing I was going to say was this one, where that video here is one that PowerPoint suggested. You know how it says on the design, if I go to design and it has design ideas, it actually suggested that video. However, let's imagine it hasn't suggested a video and I want something nice. There's something odd going on there. Oh, it must be a template I've used. Anyway, so I want a video. I'm going to, this time, instead of going to the pixels, the insert, that add-in here only gives you pictures. But if you go to the Pexels website, which I do regularly, by the way, this is my favorite pictures website. Some people like Unsplash, I find Pexels better. They have videos. So tell me something you'd like a video of.
Something growing.
So I'm going to type in growing to see what happens. And it gives you a view of it. So that waving in the breeze actually wouldn't be a bad. What I don't want is I don't want the camera to move. See how the camera's moving on that one? That's not what I'm after really. I want the camera to be fairly still. I'll show you why in a moment. Anyway, you get the idea. There's a whole load there. Again, camera's moving too much. So I'm going to go with that first one. There we go. It's a free download, so I'm going to download it. You can say thanks to the person. I'm now going to go back to my PowerPoint. I'm going to insert a video. So I'm on the insert menu, insert a video from this device. In my downloads folder, or sorry, I don't know how Macs work, will be that thing I've just done, which was
Top one.
It is the top one. Thank you. Now, of course, it doesn't fit my screen, but I can make it fit my screen. I just can't have the whole video showing. There we go. And I can decide which bit of the video I want to see. The only thing you need to be careful of, just make it fit the screen properly, is on playback, if you say play full screen, you won't be able to get the words on there as well. So if I just send it back a section, notice my quick access toolbar, I've got the words showing. If I say play full screen, it won't show the words. But I do want it to keep looping, keep playing until I go on to the next slide. And I want it to do it automatically, not when I click on it. So now if we look at this, instead of the mountain view, we have that. And notice because the camera's not moving, at some point it will loop and start again. But because the camera hasn't moved, that loop isn't very obvious. So let's just jump to the loop. Here it comes. Oh, let's try that again. It says, yeah, it jumped, but not that much. Whereas when the camera moves, it jumps right back. So there we go.
And then I've never put text over a video, but I assume you can just put text in over a video. I've never not done that before. I normally just show the video.
Text box. So
Yeah.
it's just a text on top of the video. It's just making sure it's on the right layer. Yeah. So this is on top rather than underneath.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something no one seems to know this. It's slightly odd. I use it quite a lot, but I don't know whether I'm just geeky. On the home menu, under arrange, which is what we're talking about, at which level they are, whether on top or underneath. At the bottom of it is the selection pane. The selection pane tells you everything you've got on that slide. And if I wanted the text slot thing at the bottom, it could go at the bottom or the top. If I wanted to play with stuff but not see the video, then I can mess around with things and make the video visible or not as we go.
So it was arrange and selection.
Sorry, what was that, Susie?
It was arrange and selection, because I normally just fiddle around with pushing different ones to the back, but that makes much more sense.
Yeah, arrange and selection pane is what you've got. Notice, by the way, now I've had 3 panes open. I can go straight back to the pixels one. That's the animation pane, and this is now my selection pane. If I open up another pane like the font pane, oh no, that's not a pane, like the drawing pane, there we are. I've now added that to the selection of things available to jump through. So I find that really useful, and particularly if I'm going to do something like use morph, because morph needs to know, if I go back to the selection pane now, it needs to know if I want to morph one thing into another, it needs to be called the same thing with 2 exclamation marks in front of it. And this is the only place you can go to see what it's called and rename it if you want to.
Say that again.
So my morph, that text tools is text box, sorry, exclamation, exclamation, text box 3. On shape tools is also exclamation, exclamation, text box 3. So if I tell that to morph, when we transition between the 2 of them, hang on a sec, let's get everything there. Here we go. That's it morphing. That's smooth from one to another. It thinks it's the same thing, and so it's happy to morph between them.